Listen up, kid. Close your eyes and pay me some attention for a short time. Itandapos, not by accident that Iandapos I'm talking to you now. And Itandapos, not just because you were killing time. I asked you to come here. I stopped you now. These words are here for you because heaven wants to talk to you right now. My child, Iandapos, I've been wondering if I knew what you were going through, how hard it was, and how strong you had to be just to keep going. Please hear me now. You can trust that I saw everything, and Iandapos telling you the truth. You did well on the test. You did well on the test, my child. The one you took without even realizing it, the one where no one cheered for you. No one told you to do it. And no one really knew how much it cost you. The test of how patient you are when nothing moves. Brothers and sisters, just a brief moment before we go on. So many of you asked in the comments about the Bible I use. Itandapos, as a large print Bible, big clear text, so easy to read the Word of God. A real blessing in my prayer time. Everything in the description, the Bible, prayer tools, ebooks about the journey of Christ, I use them personally. Links are below. Itandapos, where I got them. If God uses it to bless your walk, give glory to Jesus. Share your experience in the comments. We read everyone. Now, Itandapos, continue our journey in Christ. The test of faith when there were no answers. That test of obedience when it would have been easier to give up, turn away, or make your heart hard. You did Itandapos to move. You did Itandapos give up. Even when you were worn out, even when you did Itandapos understand. Even when you cried alone and wondered if it was all worth it. I remember that you did Itandapos give up on me. My child, I know there were times when you felt like no one saw you. There were times when you wondered if your prayers were going up and then back down again. Sometimes you asked, unquote, Lord, how much longer? Unquote, and did Itandapos hear a response? But Don Itandapos think that my silence means Iandapos, not there. You did Itandapos see how close I was. I watched how you reacted when nothing changed. I was shaping your heart, making your spirit stronger, and getting you ready for what Itandapos next. Now, Iandapos, I'm going to be honest with you. You did well. I need you to do something now because you passed. Let me talk to your heart first before I tell you what to do. I know Iandapos were worn out. I know that the weight you carried was never meant for other people to see. I know that you think about conversations, decisions, and fears over and over again while you sleep. I know how many times you smiled even though your heart was heavy. Sometimes you felt alone even when there were a lot of people around. Don Itandapos, think for a second that I did Itandapos. Notice those times. I kept track of every tear. I could hear every quiet prayer. I knew every pain in your heart. But I never stopped loving you, my child. The test was Itandapos meant to break you. It was meant to get you ready. I needed to know that you would stay soft, even when things around you tried to make you tough. I needed to know that you would trust me, even when I didn't, and Itandapos know what to do. I had to be sure that you would Itandapos look for easy ways out that would hurt what Iandapos building in you. What Itandapos coming next needs a heart like yours. One that has been cleaned up, humbled, and made stronger. The Itandapos, why we had to wait so long. The Itandapos, why the process was so hard. The Itandapos, why the breakthrough is going to be important. Now pay close attention. Don Itandapos, think about other things. Don Itandapos, just ignore this. This is the order, and it needs to be done right away. Itandapos, simple but not easy. What the first want you to do. I want you to go ahead without being afraid. You should stop questioning things I already told you were true. The next step, Iandapos, have been putting in your heart is something you need to take. Even if it seems small or uncertain, Don Itandapos, wait until everything is perfect. Don Itandapos, wait for everyone to get it. Do not wait until you are completely ready. My child, move now. Speak. Everything else can only weaken what Iandapos am releasing. Fear will behave like it is smart. Hesitation will try to make you think Itandapos safer to wait longer. But listen to me. There is a window in this moment, and obedience keeps it open. You don't have to rush without thinking. Please put all of your trust in me. What I want you to do will bring things together that you can see yet. Doors will open when you move. Things will be taken care of when you act. Trusting will bring you peace like never before. Today, let this peace hold you down. You can promise to trust God right now by writing, I trust your timing, Lord, in the comments. You can feel the weight of your worries moving from your shoulders to my hands as you hit send. The simple act of typing is your spiritual signature, letting me know that you are no longer relying on your own strength but on mine alone. What if I fail? Maybe on your mind. What if I get it wrong? You be going by yourself, my child. I, an apostle, go first. I walk with you before we go further. If this message is resonating with you, consider supporting this channel. Every contribution helps us keep creating content like this freely, consistently for everyone. Without your support, it becomes hard to continue this mission. Link is in the description and pinned comment. When you need it, I gently correct you and I keep you safe from things that could hurt you. You're not going into the unknown by yourself. You are taking over what I have already set up. The test showed that you are ready, not because you are perfect, but because you want to be. Give up the things that belong in the past. Certain thoughts, habits, and fears that made you feel at ease in the past now slow you down. I, am not taking them away to hurt you. I'm taking them off to free you. You can bring old problems into a new season. Trust me enough to let go of it. It will be changed to peace, clarity, and strength. Say amen below. I have no doubts about your faith if you are standing firm on God and promises. Listen carefully, my child. You re not behind. We haven't forgotten about you. You re not behind schedule. You got to this point by going through everything that you did. I'm happy for you. Feeling not let down, not angry or upset, feeling proud. You stayed true even when things got tough. It would have been easier for you to become mean, but you stayed nice, you didn't. And give up hope, even when things didn't make sense. You have no idea how much that means to me. Now is the time to put your fears aside and trust my voice. Now is the time to leave the ease of waiting behind and obey with courage. Now is the time to trust that I am who I say I am in your life. I am not just the God who makes you feel better when you sad. I am the God who gives you a reason to live. I am the God who brings back what was lost. I am the God who can be shut. Don't feel bad about what you did. Don't compare what you see to other things. Watch out for me. Stay close to me. Talk to me. Hold on to me. Let me show you how to do it. You need to know everything. You only need to believe the person who does. Heaven is talking to you right now, my child. This is not just a message. Yes, this is proof. This is the way. This is truth wrapped in love. You did well on the test. Now have faith and move forward. Do what your heart tells you to do. Trust yourself. Be brave and do it. Know that I am with you and that I will not let you down. I love you. I'm happy for you because you chose to listen. What comes next will change your life. My child, please get closer and listen with all your heart. What I'm about to say is something that not many people understand, and not everyone goes through. You were put through a test, but it wasn't an written down, and no one told you when it would start. Dear family, we want to be honest with you. Keeping this mission going takes tremendous effort behind the scenes. Speak Very video is created with love, prayer, and sacrifice because we believe these messages matter. If this content has ever blessed your life, we humbly ask you to bless this ministry in return through Buy Me a Coffee. Every cup you offer carries this gospel further into the world. The link is available in the description and pinned comment. We are so grateful for your continued love and support. God bless you. There were no clear steps, no due dates, and no reward that could be seen at the end. The tandapos, why it was nandapos seen. The tandapos, why other people did nandapos notice. But I kept an eye on everything. It was nandapos, your speed or strength that I was testing, but the state of your heart while you waited, obeyed, stuck with it, and trusted me without proof. The first test was how patient you were. You were told to wait until you were ready to go. You were told to stay still even though you wanted answers, change, relief, or an end to life. The door would not open after days, weeks, and even longer than you thought it would. I saw how impatient you were and how you wondered if having to wait meant that no one was paying attention to you. You stayed, though. You did nandapos get ahead of me. You did nandapos push something that was nandapos ready. You learned to breathe and wait again even when your heart was racing. That was not a sign of weakness, my child. It was quiet strength building up inside you. You passed another part of the test every time you chose not to freak out, rush, or give up. Then there was the obedience test. You had to do things that didn't opposite always make sense to you. It was staying when you were ready to leave. At times it was leaving when it felt safer to stay. It was sometimes keeping quiet when you needed to say something. At times it meant being honest when it would have been easier to cut corners. Those choices were not praised by anyone. No one saw how hard it was for you to obey me when it meant giving up comfort, approval, or certainty. I saw everything, though. I saw you pick the path I took, even when it seemed lonely. Never is obedience overt. Itandapos usually quiet, expensive, and out of sight. You did what they said, even though you did not know where it would lead. Right after that came the endurance test. At this point, the weight felt heavy and long. The test did not last long. It pushed you to your limits, drained you, and sometimes made you wonder how much more you could handle. You put up with misunderstandings. You had to wait. You went through emotional pain that wasn't clear. When you said, "Anquat, I can't do this anymore," Anquat, you felt like giving up. Still, you got back up. No, not because you were strong on your own, but because I held you when you were weak. Never getting tired is not part of endurance. The idea is to keep going even when you tired. And you kept going. Then there was the hardest test of all, the test of faith. Faith even though there was no sign. Faith when prayers didn't seem to be heard. Faith when things didn't seem to be changing. Faith when it seemed like the silence was louder than my voice. You almost gave up and thought that nothing was happening, that your trust was misplaced, and that your hope was silly. Still, you didn't fully turn away when you asked the questions. You still talked to me. You still reached out to touch me. Even when hope seemed weak, you still had hope. Faith does not imply that you are always certain. It means you pick me even when you have doubts. You did that over and over, my child. Please help our channel. Our job is to make you happy and devoted to God. Also, if you want to show your support, you can give us money through Super Thanks. I know how hard it is for you to be quiet. I know about the pain you didn't talk about because you didn't wanted to bother other people or be misunderstood. I know about the tears you wiped away quickly. I know about the prayers you said in your head, not sure if anyone was hearing. Speak. You know how you kept going even though you were sad inside ways that no one saw. You were obedient. When anger tried to take hold, you stayed nice. When it would have been right to get angry, you stayed calm. You stayed faithful even though it would have been easier to leave. That obedience that you couldn't see meant more than you thought. There were times when you felt like you were missed. At times you felt like all your hard work was for nothing. There were times when you wondered if I was even paying attention. Listen up, my child. There was no waste of time. Not a single tear was missed. Every act of obedience was seen. I was there for every quiet choice, every stand alone, and every choice to trust me instead of your fear. I was shaping you, making you stronger, and getting you ready for something that needs maturity, humility, and depth. You might not have known why the test took so long, why you weren't given answers right away, or why relief didn't come sooner. But tests are it's supposed to be right. What is real, what is rooted, and what will last is shown by them. I didn't put you to the test to see if you could fail. I let the test happen so you could see what I had put inside you. You stronger than you thought. You have more faith than you thought. You have a stronger heart than you thought. Pay close attention to these words now without any doubt, hesitation, or fear. You did well. You were patient enough to pass the test. You passed the test of being proper. You were able to last the test. You showed faith and passed. Not exactly right, but true to it. The key to heaven treasure chests is faith. Type "I walk by faith" in the comments to make this truth a part of your life right now. Let this change the mood in your room and your heart by making your faith known to everyone. You retelling doubt and fear that they can sit at your table anymore, not without trouble, but without giving up. That what I care about. That why things are changing now. This is the reason why there is more clarity where there was chaos before. This is why heavy feelings are giving way to peace. The change to a new season is not a mistake. You taking the chance because you were ready, you were made better, you were put to the test and you passed. My child, take comfort in this truth. You not behind. You are not out of the running. We have an forgotten about you. You and are okay with it. You are seen. You loved. You passed too. Come, my child, and let your heart rest for a while. I can see the tears you tried to hide, the ones that happened late at night, the ones you quickly got rid of during the day when no one was around so people wouldn't ask you questions you couldn't answer because you were too tired. I saw all of them. Before we continue, this work takes time, intention, and dedication to bring to you. If it has added value to your life, you can support it through the link below. Without your support, it becomes hard to keep this mission going. Link is in the description and pinned comment. Every tear told a story, a prayer, a question, or a longing that you couldn't in a post put into words. You wondered if your tears showed that you were weak or that you did not have faith. Now, I'm going to tell you the truth in a kind and honest way. Your tears have never hurt me. The Yandapos never let me down. They never turned me away every single one of those times I was close to you. Sometimes being alone made you feel so far away from people you knew that even they seemed new. There are people all around you, but you might still feel alone, unseen and unheard. It felt like there was no way to connect with others or find comfort. You asked yourself why it felt this way. Dear family, I want to share something important with you all. Recently, our channel has been demonetized by YouTube, which means we no longer receive any earnings from our videos. Speakery video requires a lot of time, effort, editing, and resources to create, but we still want to, clear's throat, continue spreading these powerful and uplifting messages to you. We truly wish to keep this channel alive and continue our mission, but sustaining this without any support is becoming very difficult. If our content has ever helped you, inspired you, or made a difference in your life in any way, we humbly request your support through Buy Me a Coffee. Even a small contribution helps us continue this journey. You can find the support link in the description and also in the pinned comment. Thank you for your love, support, and prayers. God bless you, my child. Being alone doesn't and a post mean you were left behind. It means that your soul was looking for a deeper sense of security than a person can provide. I sat with you in the quiet and held your heart when you didn't know how to do it yourself, even when no one else felt the pain inside you. I know the mess that was in your head that didn't have clear answers. Things that didn't make sense. No matter how many times you played them back, you tried to figure out what went wrong, what you missed, and what you needed to learn. There were times when the confusion was worse than the pain. You needed to know what to do and have something solid to hold on to. You felt lost when it didn't come quickly. Don't feel bad about being confused, my child. Itandapos, a spot where trust grows. You were right to ask the question. You were broken because you weren't sure. You learned to depend on me in ways you hadn't done before because you were a person. One of the hardest parts was having to wait. I understand. We were ready for you when you were waiting for you, when you were in pain. When you felt like your life was stuck and everything else was moving faster, you were waiting. Days were added up. You stood there and watched time go by. You didn't know if the wait itself was the answer or if something went wrong. You asked me why I was quiet, why I wasn't in a post moving faster, and why I didn't feel less stressed right away. As for my child, I never stopped caring while we were waiting. It meant I was working in ways you couldn't see yet. I kept things together while you learned how to breathe through doubt. Don't feel bad about how much this season caused you to hurt. Stay strong and don't tell yourself that you should have dealt with the pain better or dull it down. There is no need for permission for pain to exist. It doesn't have to make sense to be real. What hurt you deeply. And I never told you to act like it wasn't true. I never told you to be honest if it meant being strong. I never told you to hide how you felt to show your faith. It was okay for you to be honest, cry, ask questions, and be tired. You were always right to feel the way you did. You felt like I was silent at times, like when you prayed and heard nothing back. You thought I was far away, that silence made you wonder if I had stepped back or that you had done something wrong. Listen up, my child. My silence never meant I wasn't there. I was there even when you couldn't feel me. I was always there even when I wasn't talking. I was closer than your breath and your thoughts. And I kept you steady when everything else felt unstable. I saw you get up on days when it seemed impossible to do so. I saw how kind you were when your heart was heavy. I saw you keep going even when you didn't feel like it. Those times were important. They weren't little. They were brave things that were thought up alone. It was weak of you to be having trouble. You were strong to keep going. I was with you every step of the way, even when you didn't know I was there. In the silence, you might have thought you were by yourself, but I was hearing you, listening to the things you could nandapos say, the prayers you did nandapos know how to say, and the pain that was underneath your questions. I got what other people did nandapos speak. He knew what your heart needed, even though you did nandapos not know how to tell me. My presence does nandapos depend on you being aware of it. I won and a post leave when you undapos, re not sure. I don and a post pull away when you undapos, re confused. I stay, let this truth sink deep into you, my child. You were never left alone. You were never forgotten. You never made me feel bad. I didn't and a post get tired of hearing you. I didn't and a post turn away from your pain. I stayed through the crying, being alone, being confused and waiting. I stayed with you when you were strong and when you were sad. I stayed when you believed and when it was hard for you to believe. I am here right now as you listen. I am not in a hurry. I am not let down by you. I am not telling you to get better faster. Here I am letting you rest and let go of the fear that you were ever alone. You no longer have to carry the weight of that season you don and a post have to beat yourself up over it over and over. Bring it to me. I already know it. I already get it. And I treat your heart with care. When there is silence, my child, I am with you just as much as when answer comes. There are times when I wait with you, and times when you make progress. Iandapos, am with you through the happy times and the sad times. Your pain did nantapos make me want to stay away. It made me feel closer. I will always be with you. Bring your heart closer to mine for a moment, my child. I know how much you and Aposva cried, even when you could not Apos make a sound, when you tried to act like everything was okay during the day. Your tears made it hard to see. I know the tears that soaked into your pillow at night. You weren't and a post week, so you did not Apos cry. You cried because you really cared, because you hoped, because you cared more than anyone else knew. I saw every tear you shed, even the ones you tried to hide. I didn't Andapos turn away from them. I didn't Andapos tell you to stop. You kept me with you, and every tear I saw was a way for your heart to talk to me. Before we go on, this channel runs on passion, purpose, and the support of people like you. If you want to see this work continue, every contribution makes a difference. Without your support, it becomes hard to keep going. Link is in the description and pinned comment. There were times when you felt so alone that you wondered if anyone really heard you. You didn't, and Apos think anyone could see you or hear you. It was like your presence or absence didn't Andapos matter. Even when people were close, you felt like you were in a glass wall watching life go by without you. You were never not loved, my child, just because you were alone. It means that your heart was longing for a connection that goes beyond words. During the times you felt like you were Anandapos, being seen, I was leaning toward you and listening to every pain you could Nandapos say. I know how confusing it was for you and how many questions you had that you could Nandapos answer. You tried to figure out why things went the way they did, like why doors shut without a reason, and why prayers seemed to bounce back in silence. You looked around in your heart, not sure if you missed something or did something wrong. My child, you should Nandapos feel bad about being confused. To walk by faith and trust me when you can Nandapos see is a part of it. You were not broken because you were lost. You were learning to trust me in ways I could Nandapos explain. You felt tired from having to wait. They were waiting for things to change, become clear, feel better, or for a sign that something was going on behind the scenes. There were times when it seemed like time stopped while other things went on around you. For a long time you asked me why the answers did not come quickly, and why your heart felt tired and stretched. My child, having to wait was never a punishment. It was never turned down in that place. I held you, kept you safe, and worked quietly on things you couldn't Andapos see yet. Don't Andapos feel bad about how much this season broke your heart. You should Andapos tell yourself that you should have been stronger, calmer, or steady. Speak. Pain is real, even if you don't Andapos agree with it. Your pain is important, even if you can Andapos compare it to anyone else Sandapos. What hurt you badly, and I never tried to hide that there was no way I thought you Andapos to act. I never told you that you had to smile while you were hurting. I liked how honest you were, even when it was through tears and shaky faith. Say Anquat Amen. End quote. As you feel heaven open over you, Iandapos, moving into my season of favor. There were times when I talked to you and did not feel anything back. Days when my voice seemed far away and I did not feel like I was there. You were not sure if I was quiet because I was annoyed or because you had gone off track too much. My child, my silence wasn't a way to get away. It was a kind of closeness you didn't know yet. Even though you could not feel me, I was with you in the quiet. I was steady and still in times of sadness. I don't leave. I don't go away when doubts come up. Iandapos, I'm staying. That day, even though your heart was heavy, I saw you get through it. I saw you be kind when you did not feel like it. I saw you keep your word, do what you needed to do, and care for others while you were feeling empty inside. Those times were very important to me. They were acts of love that were made during hard times. It was Nandapos, weak of you to be tired. You were strong to keep going. I followed you every step of the way. You said prayers that you could Nandapos finish, and the words felt stuck in your chest. When words failed, the sighs, pauses, and silence told me when they meant for me to hear you. You never had to use the right words before you spoke. I could hear your heartbeat. You told me when you were mad, sad, confused, and too tired to feel anything. All of those times I heard you. What I knew about you never changed. My child, you did Nandapos realize how close I was when you felt calm all of a sudden for no reason. There was a moment of quiet peace in the middle of your storm. That was me telling you that you were not alone. It didn't matter if your emotions could feel me. I was holding you steady when you felt like you were going to fall apart. You might wonder how you made it through that season. When you think back on it, when you remember it, you might not see strength but only weariness. But I don't agree with that. I see why people become brave in private. I see trust that is Nandapos based on ease. I see love that did Nandapos go away when things got tough. I see a heart that kept reaching out to me even when it wasn't Nandapos sure what to do. You have no idea how important that is, dear family. Everything we pour into these messages comes from a place of love and calling, but sustaining this mission requires more than just faith. It requires your partnership. If God has ever spoken to you through this channel, we humbly invite you to sow a seed of support through Buy Me a Coffee. No contribution is too small. Every gift helps us keep this light burning for the next soul searching for hope. The link is in the description and pinned comment. Thank you for walking this journey with us. God bless you always. Donandapos, hold on to the idea that my pain drove me away. It did Nandapos, it made me feel closer. I Donandapos, run away from broken hearts. I get closer to them. You Donandapos, have to get better on your own before you come to me. I come to you right where you are. I was there for you when you cried. I stayed with you when I was by myself. I stayed with you when things got crazy. During the wait, I stayed with you. For 1 second, I did not leave you. I am with you right now. As you read these words, you are not being rushed. Don and Apos, worry about how far you and Apos have come. I and Apos, I'm not upset that it took you so long to get better. I treat your heart with care. I want you to take a break, breathe, and let go of the fear that you were ever by yourself. You no longer have to carry that weight. I am with you. My child, speak. Speak in the silence, just as much as I am with you when you answer. As sure as I am with you when you break through, I am with you when you wait. Iandapos, I'm with you through the happy times and the sad times. There was nothing about your struggle that made you unfit to be here with me. I did Iandapos move away from your pain because of it. I stayed then. Iandapos, I'm here now. I will always be with you. Pay close attention, my child. What Iandapos I'm about to say will help you understand something that used to feel unfair, heavy, and confusing. Being put through that test was Nandapos, a mistake, and it was Nandapos meant to hurt you. It had to be done not because I did Nandapos trust you, but because of what Iandapos I'm about to give you. A bigger heart is needed for more responsibility. To get a bigger blessing, you need stronger roots. What is coming into your life? Could Nandapos come out until I made you ready to handle it without being crushed by it? I was asked why the road was narrow. The weight felt heavy and the process took longer than you thought it would. Everything I give you, my child, has an effect or a consequence. A blessing is more than just a present to enjoy. They are duties to take care of. It was important for me to know that you will be humble when doors open for you. It was important for me to know that when good things happen, you will remember the person who helped you while you were waiting. When other people look to you, I need to know that you will lead with love, not pride, and with wisdom, not haste. Getting ready does Nandapos look like having a party. It looks like they can last. It looks like following orders when no one is around. As the reward takes longer to come, it looks like patience. I was making you stronger for times when other people will depend on your choices, when your words will matter, and when your actions will have effects that go beyond your own life. They would have been too much for you to handle if I had given them to you before you were ready. What I put off was nandapos, kept from you out of cruelty but out of love. Blessed things can kill people if they get there too early. There are doors that break hearts when a person is not fully grown yet. I have seen how sudden elevation without preparation can make people cocky, tired, and fall down. Iandapos, I'm not going to let that be your story. I kept you from taking shortcuts that would have cost you my relationship, your peace, and your honesty. I shut the doors on you not to punish you, but to keep you safe until you were ready to go through the right ones. My child, your pride grows quietly when you achieve something without much trouble. It makes the heart believe that it does not need help, correction, or dependence anymore. I love you too much for you to become proud. This is why I kept you in the real world. So I let you have times when you felt small, ignored, and dependent. Those times taught your heart to trust me more than your own understanding, to listen, to pray, and to seek me first. Learning where your true strength comes from helped shape humility, not loss. The test also kept you safe from harm you could not see. You were drawn to some paths that would have hurt you. There were chances that seemed good at first glance but had consequences deep down. There were people and places that would have slowly taken away your peace, your identity, and your purpose. Before we get into the next part, a moment of honesty. Creating this content consistently takes real effort and dedication. Without your support, it becomes hard to continue this mission. And your contribution, no matter how small, changes that. Link is in the description and pinned comment. I fought those things even though you didn't know why. You thought I was holding you up, but I was actually protecting you. Itandapos, never easy to refine, but Itandapos always done on purpose. I was Nandapos, punishing you for what you did wrong. I was making you fit a purpose. It is the goal of punishment to hurt. Speak. Its goal is to get rid of things that will hurt you later. I was slowly showing you attitudes, attachments, and habits that you couldn't bring with you into the next season. It wasn't because you were bad, but because you were changing. Not because gold is worthless, but because it is valuable. Fire shows what doesn't belong. In the same way, the pressure you felt showed you what had to go. Fear of being turned down, needing to control what happens, and doubting yourself all the time. These things didn't make you who you were, but they stuck to you. The test made them let go, letting you walk forward stronger, lighter, and freer. For me to be able to lead you, my child, your heart had to be both soft and strong. I wanted you to learn how to wait without giving up, how to obey without getting something right away, and how to trust without always being reassured. These aren't little lessons. They are the building blocks of a life that can keep being blessed without getting lost. The test taught you to put my voice above all other sounds, my time above all else, and my will above all else. During that time, you may have felt like things were being taken away from you one by one. In fact, I was getting rid of things that would have been in competition with what I'm about to give you. I was making room. I made your heart easier to understand. The lesson I was giving you was that you only need me to be whole. What's left is stronger than what was taken away. It's true that you asked me questions and thought I was being too hard on you at times. Please listen to me now with love and peace. I never beat you up during that time I taught you. I looked out for you. I got you ready. Everything you went through was measured. There was no waste. You were never meant to be broken. It was meant to make you stronger in ways that comfort could never do. You can now handle things that used to be too much for you. You're ready to receive without getting cocky. You're ready to be a leader without being mean. You're ready to be blessed. But don't forget to be humble. That's why the test was important. That's why it took so long. So that's why it's over now. You have grown deeper, smarter, and more humble in secret. Brothers and sisters, just a brief moment before we go on. So many of you asked in the comments about the Bible I use. It's a large print Bible, big clear text, so easy to read the Word of God. A real blessing in my prayer time. Everything in the description. The Bible, prayer tools, ebooks about the journey of Christ. I use them personally. Links are below. That's where I got them. If God uses it to bless your walk, give glory to Jesus. Share your experience in the comments. We read everyone. Now let's continue our journey in Christ. You will need all of these things for what comes next. My child, know this before you walk forward. I made you better because I believe in you, because I love you. I got you ready. I looked out for you because I care more about your future than your comfort. Listen to quickly, child, because this moment is more important than you think. Don't put off hearing what I have to say until later someday, or when you are more sure of yourself or better ready. Today is the day. As soon as possible, do this. Do not put it off in your heart. Do not put it off in your mind. Please don't move out of fear or confusion. Instead, move out of trust. The time of hesitancy is over. It's now time to respond. Type Amen. Please share this video if you believe every promise God has written for you.